Okay, so some more practical thoughts here for this slide. I put the question: how can CSRP work in service to the goals of Indigenous education sovereignty? Um, First, we have to know that no sovereignty is limitless. Indigenous sovereignties operate and interact with the overlapping sovereignties of states, provinces, national governments, and international entities. But the efforts by NACA and PDH are to balance state and federal requirements with accountability to local indigenous nations. Um, Bray, God, I'm so bad with names, guys. I'm sorry. Bray Boy and Castagno found that there was no evidence that Native parents and communities do not want their children to be able to read and write in English or do mathematics, science, etc. Instead, parents rightly insist that children's learning to do school should be an assimilative process, but should happen by engaging their culture. The educators in our two cases recognize that balancing academic, linguistic, and cultural interests requires accountability to Indigenous communities. This approach stands in contrast to accountability policies that privilege a single monolingual, monocultural standard. So basically, just what most public schools have, where it's a English standard and a white history standard. But that is the heart of the Indigenous education sovereignty, and the promise of critical CSRP.